Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Curse of Chucky, starring Fiona Dourif, Danielle Basutti, Brendan Elliott, Maitland McConnell, Chantel Quesnel, Summer Howell, A. Martinez, and Brad Dourif, and directed by Don Mancini. Now, I remember this movie coming out on home video only, and I watched it, and I bought it from a Walmart one day, and watched it, and I remember that it was a good time, but I don't remember too much about it after that. So, let's get into it. We open with Nika and her mother getting a doll named Chucky, and the mother throws it away, which that was a smooth move on her part. Not. And suddenly gets killed by Chucky when I gotta say, I liked how Chucky first looked when we first see him as the original face from in the first film. And I first thought this was a remake when I first saw this, but it was actually a sequel to the previous 5 movies. But when we do see Chucky later in the film with all those stitches from the last 2 films, that was where I realized this was a sequel, and then I thought this makes perfect sense. Nika is our crippled protagonist. Sorry I had to say that, but it's true. And that character was a little flat because of her acting throughout the movie. And keep in mind, we're going to see her again next week based on the ending and how I remember her name being in the credits for next week. Barb, the sister of Nika, is very much a bitch to everyone throughout the movie. I really didn't like that character at all. Ian, Barb's wife, has an affair while Barb has an affair with the nanny. I thought, ew, what a fucking douchebag of both Ian and Barb. Another character I did not like, and I'm talking about both Barb and Ian. Let's talk about the nanny, Jill. I mean, ugh. Because Barb and Ian look at her like they both want her in bed, and I'm thinking, she's a fucking slut. The last character I don't really like because she's a complete idiot throughout the whole fucking movie. Alice is an innocent character, and she plays with Chucky like what the one kid in Child's Play 3, Tyler, that's his name, Tyler, where she hates it when Chucky curses in front of her, and that was the only character I like other than Chucky throughout the whole movie. The priest's death was like, how the fuck did he get hit by something, and what the fuck did he hit? We never were showed that. It just got stupid after a while. When Jill and Alice looked for Chucky, I thought Alice has a shitload of dolls, and Barb said that earlier, and now I see it. I can see how that I saw her suitcase. She's not kidding either. And the next thing you know, Nika finds Chucky, and Chucky says some strange fucking things like a toy would never say except him. Barb believes Nika needs help because of her crippledness for some reason at all. And Barb wants to sell her house like she thinks she can't take care of herself. I thought, what a fucking bitch to think that these horrible things about her own sister. Alice and Chucky are under the sheets, and Alice says, I'm scared, and Chucky suddenly says his first lines, you fucking should be. And that was about 40 minutes into this movie, and I thought, God motherfucking damn it, we know what Chucky sounds like. To keep that until 40 minutes into this fucking movie, like really? That's baffling to me. I like the way Chucky looked menacing when he's killing Jill, and he pushes the water into the plugs, like seriously, that was a good fucking death. Good on him. Nika finds out about Charles Lee Ray and who he is and how he passes himself into the doll in 1988. Was that really a mystery for this movie? Because it ain't working for me whatsoever, but I don't know. We found out in the original movie we don't need it a mystery anymore. Barb finds out about Chucky's scars and how he became the killer doll we all know and dies by Chucky's knife and drops her eyeball, and that was a good deserving death because like I said before, she was a bitch to everyone. I'm also glad Chucky steps on her eye as well. I mean, that was just disgusting, but it was still good. It reminded me of Kill Bill Volume 2 when she steps on her eye, which I'll get there when I get there. Chucky eats the car keys, which was gross, but Ian believes Nika is insane. Like, Are you fucking kidding me? Well, this whole series isn't realistic. Like, people can't be this fucking stupid to fall for the trick of a killer doll. Ian dying was spectacularly poor as well. Nika gets pushed by Chucky from upstairs to downstairs, and I was like, damn, that was one hell of a fall. And she's still alive? Like, are you serious? How the fuck did you survive that? We get a brief cameo of Charles Lee Ray before he gets killed, and he suspects, and he's resurrected. And I like that cameo by Brad Dourif in a flashback. Nika is taken to a hospital for the criminally insane, and that's when we get the setup for next week's movie, which we'll see if it's a good movie or not next week. We also get a cameo from Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany, as another good cameo for this movie. Now, if you watch the unrated version, you'll get this. Credits roll, and after they're done, if you, like I said, watch the unrated version, there's an after-credits scene with one more cameo. Andy Barkley, played by Alex Vincent, is about to kill Chucky, and Chucky tries to kill Andy. That was a good cameo, telling us he's going to return in next week's movie. And I liked his cameo, to be honest. I thought it was... like, I haven't seen him since the second film, to be clear. So, I'm good on them. Now it's time to give it the rating. I'll give this movie a 4.6 out of 10. It has good cameos, but unfortunately that doesn't save the movie because I don't like any of these characters except for Chucky and Alice. And that was the dumbest thing out of any of them. Let me rephrase that. This is the dumbest out of any of the Child's Play movies, and unfortunately, I liked 1 out of the 6 movies. Let's hope next week is a much better note to end on. Please don't suck. That's 0 out of 2. So let's hope it comes 1 out of 2 next week, and I will be back then to discuss the video release of Cult of Chucky. And until next time, don't fuck with the Chuck.